Hello everyone, this is RaySpace and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, where the top Mach Studios F-22A had an update, and it seems to be compatible with Flight Sim 2024. It is update version 1.3.4. I purchased it from the Just Flight website, so I don't know if everybody is going to have access to this update immediately. Just Flight was the publisher. The marketplace version, who knows, right? That's a whole other business. But the installer from Just Flight had an option to install it to Flight Sim 2024 as well, and the patch notes indicate fixes for 2024, the afterburner, contrail display, engine smoke. There's other fixes like the ground start visual effects. So a whole bunch of things have been fixed, and I'm going to take a look at just whether it can fly properly and whether its basic operations are okay. I'm not going to test anything too fancy just yet. I expect that they will have other updates for it subsequently, but it's nice that they are updating it. And the previous update had been in November 13th, so I don't think there was anything in there that was Flight Sim 2024 specific. So this is the first update for Flight Sim 2024 as far as I can see. And so we can expect more probably, all things considered. There are a bunch of liveries. There's the prototype livery, and then they all sort of look the same until you get the blue nose one over there. But there's a lot of very similar looking liveries, and then the Thunderbirds one. But they're all subtly different, and of course if you're flying from a particular location, you'll want the version that is most appropriate for your purposes. Elmendorf. Let's go with Elmendorf. Let's go to Alaska and try this out. Okay, well, we need to get the tiny bit of sun that Alaska has in this season. Let's see how the EFB is here. Well, there are just 3 checklists here, so not much going on there yet. No visual representation of the payload. There's cargo like this. Well, that's good, because those look like the hard points to me. I don't know. Anyway, we have a half load of fuel like that. Okay, so this is how it looks inside in Flight Sim 2024. We push some buttons. Well, I don't know if I can change the multifunction displays to anything else right now. Status. Guess I should just leave that on that one. Selection knob. Well, I can't select anything there. There's range here. Range works. That's a start. HUD brightness. Let's see. Okay, we can turn down the HUD brightness to something decent. No problems. I've seen worse situations, that's for sure. Alright. Go. Much acceleration. Very steady on its wheels. There's no squirreliness or anything like that. Oh, there's those afterburner effects. Unlike some other planes, the afterburner is just part of the normal throttle. It doesn't need you to toggle an additional switch. So basically, above 75% or 80% is the afterburner. Even without the afterburner on right now, I would probably run out of fuel very quickly. So let's climb up. We can, even without afterburner, climb very quickly. Okay, probably I should level out here. We're approaching 30,000 feet. That's 30,000. I'm at 150 knots here. Now, we know it could probably just float around. Its thrust vectoring allows it to hold steady even if it's much slower. So, alright, let's try that. So here I'm at 100 knots only. I guess we can do a sort of tail slide situation. Yeah, here I'm at 0 knots. I have no forward speed, and I'm just dropping down. Tail slide, and then we go horizontal. And 50 knots right now, 60. But I didn't lose a whole lot of altitude, but I lost a couple of thousand feet, and now I'm recovering. So we can do that, no problems. Let's just try for speed here, while I still have fuel to do it. Okay, 36,000 feet, and I'll try and break the sound barrier. We are past Mach 1. And we have the silence up front. And the crack of the Mach cone. Feel like the fly-by-wire doesn't super duper hold steady though. This seems to need more input from me than I would necessarily expect, but that might not be a bad thing. Makes it feel livelier. Maybe it just settles down after some time. Okay, I'm pushing full throttle now. I was in partial afterburner. Oh, I think it once again didn't have live weather. One interesting thing is the plane is tending to the left a little bit. I have my hand off the stick and it's rolling a little bit to the left to make sure that live weather. If you see 2 knots wind, well, turning on live weather just made it 3. Ah, there we go. But 2 knot wind speed is a good indication that you don't have live weather on. Keeps knocking it off for me, even though I keep trying to turn it on. 65 knots against us. Not wonderful, but we are nearing Mach 2 here. You can barely see it on the HUD. There's Mach 2. Oh, it's warning me. I'm at 65,000 feet, high altitude it says, and Mach 1.86, and we'll probably be accelerating. Fuel consumption is prodigious. I'm not going to last very long like this. It should be able to super cruise. I guess I'm not going to push past Mach 2 again right now. Yeah, I'll cut the afterburner completely and see if I can super cruise. Obviously not as high a speed, at as high a speed as it was so far. Juneau is a bit of a distance, but I'll tend towards this direction. You'll notice that the angles on the HUD, like the 5 there, are offset, and that's because of the wind. Those are aligned with the velocity vector, and the velocity vector is deflected because of the 60 knot wind that we've got, I think. That's always been the case in other planes, so I assume it's the case here too. Yeah, but the fly-by-wire is not very sticky, I'll say that. That's the fly-by-wire enable, and that's on. So in theory we've got fly-by-wire, it's just not acting too much like it. And again, not a problem if I can trim it. Let me get the external instruments to see what the trim is actually doing. Okay, trim 7. Okay, it seems like it's responding to my trim. Okay, it's just a little bit slow on the trim. It's very fine-tuned. But yeah, I shouldn't try to rely on the fly-by-wire. I'll just have to trim this out very, very slowly. I want to see about a super cruise. It's looking positive right now. We're at 48,000 feet and Mach 1.5 without afterburner on. It keeps trying to tend downward, no matter how much trim I give it. Seems like it'd have no problem holding Mach 1.4 though, without the afterburner on. Each engine is consuming about 6,000 pounds per hour. Or maybe gallons. I don't know. I hope it's pounds, not gallons. I think it's pounds. I have 5,100 pounds left. So we've got less than half an hour. Can I get to Juneau? Should be able to. Higher up, our speed sort of suffers. Oh, I think that was a fuel warning. Yeah, if you want to go faster, trying to get to 52,000 feet does not appear to be a good deal. Probably 48,000 is better. Well, autopilot's here. Well, that's what the autopilot master does. Whoa, okay. Since I don't know how to set stuff, it might not be great to have it on. But at least it's sort of trying to hold it steady, which I appreciate. So, trying to get to Juneau here. Make it a decent flight. 11% fuel remaining. Mainly because I was doing inadvisable things earlier.
Bingo.
Well, I've got the bingo fuel warning. So, will I make it? About 10 minutes worth of fuel. We're actually at a healthy Mach 1.35, still no afterburner on right now. I mean, I can't afford it. 6% fuel. 49,000 feet. Well, I know fuel's gonna get guzzled at lower altitude, so I have to save some for that. But, of course, I can lower the throttle on the way down. When to start descent is a good question. It's safer to start late, depending on how much fuel I want to save. And how much daylight do I have left. It's getting nighttime over here. Adjust the brightness of lots of things. Okay, I'm gonna take it off of the autopilot if I can figure that out. Okay, and then throttle down, and we are going down. Well, there's a minimum fuel flow on here. And it is 1,400 pounds per hour per engine at this height. It's a little bit hard to try and fly in from the opposite side at Juneau, so I hope the wind is very different at ground level. Okay, I'm coming in. Spoilers. Oh, serious spoiler sound. It's the rudder spoilers. Also, the ailerons seem to flip up. Since I don't know how much unusable fuel I have, or there is, I'm trying to keep as much altitude as possible late into this so that I can glide in. There's a thick layer of clouds here. Wind is a crosswind, 24 knots. Really need to see the runway. Apparent rain here. Oh, see some lights. Oh, there's the runway. Juneau is before us. Flaps down, gear down, air brakes in. Well, now we line up that velocity vector with the runway because of the wind. So this is why the offset is there. I'm obviously high, but like I said, I was keeping that because of the unusable fuel. Okay, we're down. Alright, welcome to Juneau, everyone. So, it flies. It has this weird tendency to the left right now, as far as I can tell. And that wasn't just the wind. And the fly-by-wire is doing nothing in particular. There are animals running around. Look, are those... What are those? Deer? Puppies? Deer? Well, that's the first time I've seen that at the airport. Well, or anywhere. I haven't seen those around. Hold on. I need to park and chase them. Come on, come on. No, I'm too slow. Definitely baby deer? They're too small to be full-size deer. Oh, it's stopping. Get out of your F-22 and hunt deer. No, that's horrible. But I could totally see somebody thinking like that. I've got a flashlight here. Is that mama deer? We've got deer, folks. Random reindeer. It's got antlers in there. I don't know the difference, actually. Seasonal reindeer. And they're not afraid of me at all. Well, that's the first time I've seen any of those, and they're just here at Juneau Airport. So, the things you find when you fly the F-22. Alright, so fly-by-wire is a little bit weird, but otherwise it flew okay. It was manageable. I could fly it, and it can do some of the fancier tricks that it does thanks to the thrust vectoring engines. So, I'll leave it here. Thanks to Mach Studios for updating the plane, and as I get back to it, I probably can't fly it anymore anyway. I don't know if it has even enough fuel to start up. So, with that, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do press like. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below, and I'll see you next time.